What strange new worlds to have such people in them. That's a quote from a Shakespeare play, but it was Brave New World, and also was singular, not plural, and a few other words were changed in it, but the spirit remains. Hi, my name is Philip, and I am the strange master of this game, and above me are two wonderful players on our channel. Say, strange tidings, players.
Strange
Tidings
players.
They really said it together. That was nice. It's because you two are pros.
We're good sports.
You are good sports.
I won't say what I was gonna.
Oh, no, do it. Say it. That's what this channel's for.
Nah, we're good.
I said I like lactation one time. So we can say a lot of things on this.
We're good girls.
Oh no. Okay, actually, I wish you hadn't said that. That's like Oh, God.
No.
Welcome, everyone. Also, I realize this is the wrong night for me to make that joke I made again. So sorry, I just said that, everybody. It's kind of early in the stream for comments like that. The good girls joke, that's fine. Oh, boy. Anyway, welcome to Strange Lore. This is our kind of ongoing game that started off as an opportunity during the strike to have a sci-fi presence on the channel, and instead has morphed into a very grounded and stress-inducing story of women trying to survive in the 1940s in New York City, the publishing industry.
A gritty office drama.
A gritty office drama. 1940s office simulator abusive X edition.
It's so bizarre.
You know, but what I think that the thing that I have found about this game that, so like some games work kind of, as I expect them to, or just like, yep, that's what I was hoping for. Read Theme Party. Some games I kind of throw some stuff out at, and though they are really fun and we enjoy them, I never feel like it quite functioned how I was expecting. It was always just kind of like, this is some fun. That's kind of third time's the charm. That was a very fun game, but that we never quite nailed the thing. This game, though, is functioning how I meant it to, which was that I'm just going to allow this one to meander however it meanders. And so also as such as it is unto you, that is how it has gotten. So.
Amen.
2 women. Amen. Amen. 2 women. It's good. It's really good. A+. With that in mind, let's talk about what's been going on here in the world of Strange Lore. Deciding that they were because after a new person moved into Cora's building where Louise has been staying, Cora, Louise, and their friend Ted were worried that Jake might have figured out where Louise is, and he was asking about her to the maid of Cora's new neighbor, Odette. Sorry, the neighbor is Odette. The maid is Wednesday. That was an imprecise who things were referring back to. Wanted to clarify. So Cora said, "Let's go ahead." Did you just improve something? Congratulations! I'm really happy for you.
Yes, thank you.
A+. Cora said, "You know what? My father was saying we should just go out to the Hamptons. Let's go to the Hamptons. They have a house in the Hamptons this weekend." So Cora, Louise, and Ted decided to head out to the Hamptons, but then they Cora invited somewhat last minute, and it was also like she wasn't sure. She was kind of throwing it out there, and sure enough, Odette, because her new place is still being painted, said, "Yes, we'll absolutely come to your place in the Hamptons, and Wednesday will come and cook." So the whole group got a couple taxis, took a lot of luggage, and by a lot of luggage I mean Odette took a lot of luggage, everybody else took a reasonable amount. Ted took basically nothing. Cause, whatever. I think this is genuinely a time when people might not like the late 40s it was starting, but like there were still probably people who weren't washing their clothes every day. Just like that's not necessary kind of a vibe. So that's probably Ted's teams. If Ted has cigarettes, he's fine. Cigarettes. It's made of Legos, in case anyone's worried that I'm vaping. As our intrepid group, they got aboard the train through some subterfuge because it did seem that Jake had also gotten out of a taxi at the station, was following after them. They boarded the Long Island Railroad. They took a train out to sort of the far end of the Hamptons. I looked up what line they were on. I don't have it handy which line they're on, but they're going to East Hampton. So they're going all the way down, all the way on Long Island. And I think we did say Louise is from Long Island, right? Or are you from upstate New York? Which one did we say?
I thought I was from upstate.
Fair enough. Upstate, that's easier. because that means you're not passing by anywhere you'd like recognize and have like weird stuff. Okay, so they decided to head this way. Oh, also Ted had done some research into Odette and realizes that she was part of the Corse family. Her name back then was Fuller, and she was present for kind of a famous unsolved mystery, or kind of like sort of suspicious mystery that happened at Corse Court, her family's estate on the Devonshire coast, about 15 years ago. So he said, maybe we're hanging out with a murderer. Viewers of this channel would know that she is only a 0.3 attempted murderer, I would say. She sort of maybe did a thing that she thought would kill someone one time, so give her a pass. Give her a chance. Hey. What did you say? So as everyone boarded the train and headed to East Hampton, at this point, Odette began to reveal some stuff about her history. She said that if we were in the UK, she'd be able to really help Louise's situation, but here she's not as able to, without family connections. And she also is very, kind of like rules of divorce. She thinks, need to be, kind of women need to be able to unmarry terrible men, which is apparently something she did. As this goes on, she even mentions that it's possible that her, like, who said she was her mother was actually her sister, and that her grandparents were her parents, and that there was like a big switcheroo with her and her kind of who she thought was her uncle, but may actually be her nephew, but who is the current Marquess of Plymouth. So there you go. Lots of complicated things going on. In any case, she said she only had one family friend, or she only had one friend here in the U.S. That was Sybil Wilson. Upon hearing this name, Cora, thanks to a fumble, had a horrible sort of like, she rushed out of the car because there was a little girl who she had blamed for something that she was also responsible for, and this little girl who was always kind of considered a bit odd, who people called Sibby, was sent away, and Cora's not sure what happened to her, but she thinks it's the worst thing she ever did. Louise says, no, it's her parents who are the true villains. Rich people are really messed up, etc., etc. The train then pulled into Babylon Station, which I felt was a fitting end point, because what sounds more epic than Babylon? That's real Babylon Station. This feels real, So, anyway, there you go. I actually was then reading about Babylon, New York, and how it was very controversial that people wanted to name a city Babylon. So there you go. Or a village, I'm so sorry. It's a village, because, So, with that, you guys have arrived there. We are going to now resume the game. Did I forget anything from our recap?
I genuinely wouldn't know. And I won't remember until something comes up that you might have missed.
I don't think so. I think
you got everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, which is ain't a lot.
Well, we'll see what we do. Chigalanorian Saber. When I said a 0.3 murderer is in 30%. Yeah, like murderer times 0.3 is like maybe 30% murder in her heart when she told Joey, who's now the Marquess, to drink some wine that she thought might be poisoned.
Yeah, it might be.
That's what she did. She probably, I don't know. How sure was she it was poisoned? See, if she's only if she's only 30% sure it was poisoned. Oh, it was poisoned. If she's only 30% sure it was poisoned, then she needs to have been. Maybe she was only 15% sure it was poisoned, so that then the telling him doubled it to 30 for her culpability. Let's not get into her culpability. That's a different game. The point is, she's all right. She's kind of fancy, but who isn't? So,
all right.
As you guys have now, you're here on this train. I'll say that at this point, Ted Fountain and Odette will return to the train car, because Ted kind of got her out so the two of you could talk. But I guess they kind of can't stay out of it now. So the two of them return to the train. Ted says, I think we're about halfway there. Right?
I would know, right?
Oh, Cora would know, yeah. It's maybe not quite halfway. Actually, yeah. Not a little more, but it's probably faster out here than after you got out of the city, so.
Just about halfway.
All right. Well,
Why?
Good. Everything okay?
Yeah, just emotions.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? So what's on the docket at your family house there, Cora? What are we going out there for?
What is there to do at her family's house?
I mean,
Just relaxation.
I guess relax. I guess. I mean, it's up to any. It's a beach house. So, and it is.
Okay.
We are in the sort of. It is. They're playing baseball already. So it's.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, it means it's warm.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh.
Well, just relax and we can visit the beach. We can look at the views. Oh, I never really go out there without my family.
Oh.
So it'll be new for me, new experience.
And it's just a lot of golfing and tennis and drinking and...
Yeah, sometimes. I'll have to see if anyone else is out there, but honestly, they're a little too hoity-toity for me. So if we just stuck with all of us, I think that would be good.
That sounds wonderful to me. Yes, I think it would be very nice to sort of I just want to see the sea. Even though the sun will be rising from the wrong direction for me.
Oh, right, because...
Yep.
Although, when we were at Course Court, which is our family house, I have not been there in a long time, we were on an island, so... The sun, if you were on one side of the island, it would appear that the sun was rising from you, understand? It wasn't quite the same, though.
Did you ever chase the sun across the island?
No.
Oh.
I would have been called frivolous for doing something like that. Also, it would have moved so slowly, I would have gotten very bored.
Right, sure.
Ted kind of nods and says, all right, well, let me know, anything you need me to do. And he kind of just starts looking out, of the window of the train, because you guys are at a station, just kind of keeping his eyes peeled, kind of in a certain way. But after...
We noticed Ted doing that?
I think you probably noticed that Ted is like not... Ted's kind of not looking at you two while he's talking. His eyes are kind of cast out the window.
Are you worried about
Oh,
something?
no. I'm just people watching.
He's overly cautious.
Let's see. I think that guy. See that guy right there? He kind of points out like a guy in like a brown suit with a like flat hat and kind of like a mustache. See that guy there?
Yeah.
What do you think that guy is? What's his deal?
Can I determine whether or not his suit is made like with fine material or something?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, do a. I would say that's a calculate or I'd let you do analyze. You're good at those. Oh, geez,
Okay.
you're way better at those. Yeah, go ahead.
50. So.
And you get a dub. You get your it's orange box, so you get a bonus on it.
Yes.
Someday you'll remember that.
20.
20.
Yes.
Yes, you have turned a normal into a hard. So that's what. So in any case, yes, as you analyze this person, this gentleman he's looking at, he's pointed out to you, is definitely not wearing a fine garments.
I don't know. He might be going to the same place as us, but I get a feeling that he might not own a house there. That sounds terrible. I'm sorry I said that.
No, don't be sorry at all. It's important to know who should and shouldn't be places.
Well, I I mean, plenty of people don't own houses out there.
That's true. So maybe this guy, he's what do you think? He's a traveling salesman? Maybe he's a a repairman. What do you think he is? Why is he on a train if he?
Does he have baggage or anything? Is he carrying?
He has like a little case. It's not like a huge case, but he's kind of pointing that out.
He's in like a trench coat.
No, he is wearing a what Cora has identified as a pretty cheap, like dirt brown suit. That is, and he's got like a real like rumpled hat, kind of like the flat kind of hat. That's kind of the.
What do his shoes look like? Are they beat up?
With your look there, his shoes are scuffed and kind of, they're not fancy.
I think he might be a salesman, and if so, he's going to a good area because people out there love to spend money.
All right. Traveling salesman trying to break into a fancier market.
Maybe.
Sure, but what's he selling?
I don't know. What's he selling? I'm just introducing you to the game I play all the time.
Oh, right.
You look at people and you say, what's their deal? And you look at enough people and you come up with, alien princesses or mystery men superheroes or whatever this guy is.
Am I able to see his hands?
This man's...
See them in detail,
make a look roll. Let's see if you can look real careful at his hands.
And Ted, I've been trying to figure out your deal, and I still can't. So maybe it's good that I do improve on this little game of yours.
Yeah. No. My deal is that I'm just an observer of the human condition.
Look is under physicality?
It's under vitality, sorry.
Why? Can I never remember where anything is in this one? Okay. 29. So that's a hard success.
Hard success. You don't have you're not seeing like his cuticles or anything, but his hands appear, weathered, kind of, stumpy fingers. They're not the hands of a traditional pianist, you would imagine.
Well, he looks like maybe he uses his hands a bit more than a salesman would.
Oh, the plot thickens.
You always have to pay attention to the hands. They're the hardest thing to draw, and they tell you the most about a person.
Oh, Dad says, "Oh, do me. What's my hands tell you?" Louise, do an analyze roll on her hands.
36. Okay, that's a regular success.
A regular success. Very good. Yeah, you did not have as high a ceiling on that. Sorry, I should have given you a different thing. But we'll say with the 36, it is not hard to determine. Her hands, she has not worked a day in her life. Her hands are soft, like sheepskin. They are. I don't know what I genuinely don't know like what the in sort of manicure would have been at the time.
Sure.
If it would have been just a sort of a kind of like a muted red, or if she would have if in England she would have like a French tip. Perhaps her manicure looks expensive, but like a weird style to you, kind of a thing like that. But definitely fancy.
Yes, these are certainly the hands of a lady who has not had to submit to hard labors.
Oh, you are so kind. Oh my goodness. Yes. Ted just chuckles. And you see that man on the sort of you see this man kind of on his kind of looking around, kind of this kind of guy just like moves to the train, and it's like Ted kind of says he's getting on the train here, and then the train keeps on moving. Ted says, "All right, so we think he works with his hands, and maybe the product he's selling is himself. Maybe this guy."
I think he's a prostitute.
Or going on an interview?
Oh.
Ted looks at Cora and is like,
I feel like I'm thinking too hard about this, honestly.
I think this guy, imagine this man, he's someone he's worked all his life. Not fancy kind of work. can't afford nice things, but maybe he's got a kid. Maybe he's got a son or a daughter. And maybe he's tried to give them a better life. He's worked for it, but, he's no style icon, Cora. Like you were saying, and his hands are those of a laborer of some kind. So maybe he puts on his best clothes, which is what we were looking at there. That's the best he has. And he's going to meet his in-laws right now. Or his soon-to-be in-laws. Maybe he's kind of going to try to... He's going to this fancy area to meet his in-laws and try to, kind of hope he doesn't embarrass himself in front of his kid.
His in-laws or his hopeful in-laws?
I like that more, yeah. His prospective in-laws. His daughter or his son is engaged to someone. And he's been invited out to see them for the weekend, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wife...
Did you play this game with me? When you first... Do you do this to everyone? Did you know?
Know what?
About me. And my other stuff.
Did I know that you came from money?
In so many words, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent about you.
How?
Well,
get talked down to, and make coffee and clean things.
Yeah, but you also dress your clothing, though restrained, is very expensive for your salary. I was I understood that you had your own apartment, so that already means something. And I overheard people, Mr. Ullman. Mr. Ullman is, of course, like the boss of the place. Like, Mr. Ullman had mentioned something in passing about your father being a lawyer, so...
Oh.
I
thought I was doing a good job.
You're doing a good job, Cora.
Well,
no,
thank
you're just
you.
No, Cora, you're a hidden princess.
Oh, very funny.
Oh, like the Princess and the Pea.
Well, more like the princess in the story. Why'd you think I named her Corinna?
Did not.
Oh. I think I know that. I did kind of draw her to look a little like you, too. Not intentionally. You were just a really good model. You're there, and I can see you, and it...
Well, I'm so flattered.
She's still an alien, so not exactly like you, but...
Oh, no, but I feel like an alien a lot of the time, so it works. Well, thank you, and I'm not completely offended that you saw right through my little act, I guess. But
I had inside information, but the point is we get inspiration from wherever we can. I just hope that this sad man, I'm going to call him Marvin, I hope that this weekend goes okay for him.
Poor Marvin.
I hope his new in-laws don't look down on him too much. Oh, what if he shows up and he tries to give them a gift, but it's kind of too cheap and or it's somehow like from the wrong thing, and he...
This is stressing me out
anymore. This is so sad.
Oh, okay.
Why can't he have a happy life?
Well, it's drama. Drama comes from the sad, but then in the end, it all works out, and he's accepted
usually
into the family.
Unless someone dies or something.
Well, that happens too.
Oh.
Odette says, "What is happening right now?" By the way, what is this? What is going on?
A little bit of silliness.
Just speculating on people's lives.
Oh, I got that part, but then what was
Ted.
the stuff about Ted and you? Oh, okay, well, fair enough.
Oh no, I have a job. They're my coworkers, and we work together. And I didn't really want to share a lot about where I come from.
How American to not want people to know you have money.
Well, there's plenty of Americans who do.
Well, yes.
You know how difficult some people can be.
I do. I know about difficult people. Like my ex-husband. I will say that you guys sit there and from like the glass window into your compartment. We'll say it's this kind of, sometimes there's like windows. You see the man in the brown suit kind of pacing. Like walking down the aisle trying to find where he's going, and you suddenly hear him go, "Oh no, I think I'm on the wrong car. Oh, this is the first class. Oh no, I'm in the wrong place. Oh boy. Oh jeez. I hate getting lost in the city. Oh wow, this doesn't even look like Manhattan anymore. Oh boy." And he just kind of wanders further down. And Ted goes, "All right, so I guess let's maybe rewrite that story a little bit."
Maybe he hit his head.
Doesn't
know where he is. He's
There
going
we
to
go.
end up in the Hamptons and build a new life for himself. He's going to be mistaken for the son of one of the billionaires, or there weren't billionaires back then, one of the millionaires that owns a mansion out there, and he's going to live happily ever after.
Okay. All right, we can go with that, I suppose.
Mhm.
Odette says, "I think I liked Ted's story more. It was more sort of tragic."
Well. I think we've had enough tragedy and the drama for the rest of us.
Oh.
Cora's gonna sit and be looking at her hands, like trying to see if they look like.
What her hands were like.
Yeah.
But we will say that some time passes. The rest of the train ride goes. Cora, the only times that get sort of awkward for you is that your new friend and neighbor Odette does reference dear Sybil on a couple of occasions, which of course reminds you of a young woman. Although at this point, Cora, I want you, as she's talking about Sybil and talking about, of course Sybil, well, of course, my darling Sybil, she had certain troubles with her own family, and her mother had then remarried, and so she spent much of her younger years in England. So Cora, you're getting pretty confident that this is not the same person.
Okay.
Kind of just in terms of like ages. If this woman is like Odette's age when this was going on, so you're kind of like, I don't think this is the same person. But then I want you to make a flat intellect roll.
72. Fail.
You're thinking about, you're trying to like remember about that girl, and something seems off in your memory. But it's probably putting you in like heightened, and sort of you while maybe Louise is perhaps relaxing a bit on this ride or able to forget what's going on, Cora, you're probably kind of you're not in the best headspace as this carries on.
Yes. I will keep that to myself, though.
Perfect. And eventually the train stops in many other stations, and you do see the coast sometimes in the distance. I don't know if it's ever like hugging the coast like a beautiful, ocean vista, but you can see the water at times, and eventually you get to the final stop, the one sort of that you use for your place, Cora. It is, because it's the summer, though it is kind of the afternoon, it's still totally bright out, even if it's kind of getting to the late afternoon, and you guys can sure enough disembark. Ted is kind of keeping an eye open, but his posture seems fairly relaxed. Doesn't seem like there's anybody following you, or he doesn't seem to be worried about anyone here now. We of course know that's because good old Jake just saw which train they were on, but got on the next one.
You don't like him?
Hey, he's fine. As you guys sort of get out of the thing, we can just sort of, unless there's anything you want to do in town first, or if you just want to get everything taken to your
Yeah, we'll just go. But I will let everyone know, I would try to avoid any patches of grass or anything. Don't walk too close to him. There's ticks. People have been trying to get rid of them for a long time, but they can bite you and give you some pretty nasty symptoms. Somebody I know got allergic to meat randomly after a tick bite, so I try to stay out of it. kind of thing.
Okay,
Ticks.
yeah.
This is whatever you're saying is very upsetting. Also, good call on ticks in New York because oh my god. Someone she knew got allergic to meat. That's it for the recap. That's just getting typed in there. 1 second. But as you guys kind of disembark and your luggage is carried up, Corey, you can kind of find it's probably a little bit longer wait for taxis here. But you guys are able to secure a couple of cars to take all of your stuff to Cora's beach house, and after maybe an hour of waiting around and such, you guys head that way. Although actually, Odette gives Wednesday some money and tells her to go to the shops to get food, so you can make you guys some dinner.
Oh, she doesn't have to do that.
Oh, she absolutely does. It's what I pay her for. I don't mind cooking, miss. I enjoy cooking, miss.
Okay.
Louise, I want you to make a look roll at Wednesday's hands.
37.
Wednesday's last name is Line, which is kind of an apt name for her. Wednesday is very, very sort of like slender and kind of doesn't have much hips. I don't know which body shape. I know they explain body shapes in some, but whatever her body shape is just kind of line. But her fingers are also very long, and they are worked well. There's some kind of weather. She definitely uses her hands all day long, but they're also in very good shape. Her nails are perfect.
Oh.
They're not manicured, but they're like perfectly filed and tidy. No they're probably not even calloused. They're just sort of like they're weathered. They're used, but they are in very good shape. And you get the impression that Wednesday is probably an incredibly dexterous person. A lot of control in those fingers.
Oh. Well, as long as you're not hurting yourself, I guess, and it doesn't bother you.
Hurting myself, miss?
Well, cooking, cutting, burns, knife slips, and things like that. It can be hard on the body, but...
My knife does not slip, miss. I'm very precise, miss.
Yeah.
She kind of nods to Odette and just says, does anyone have requests for food, or should I just get whatever is best? Notice, well, you know what I like, so just don't get anything I hate. Yes, miss, of course, miss.
Oh, I'm sure anything you make will be wonderful. And does my family have like a credit with the local? I don't know how it works.
They might, but Odette has given her money, and you get the impression
okay.
Odette's like going just like I'm gonna have Wednesday cook you some food tonight. So,
okay.
Louise, she'll kind of turn to you though and say, "You liked strawberries, didn't you, miss?"
Yes.
I shall see if they have any strawberries. And then she just kind of wanders off into the little town, whichever Hamptons village you guys are at.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. Great.
Well.
Ted kind of just stares at Wednesday. Wow, she's quite the character. So yeah, go ahead, Cora. Sorry.
Oh no, she's just gonna. She's a little weirded out.
Yeah, let's all go. So, with that, you guys get into some cars. You are taken a very short drive, to a very tasteful beach house. It is not exceedingly ostentatious. It's a nice, it's a good size. I mean, Louise, you're like, wow, it's nice, but it's not. It is. You have passed a couple of houses here and there that are like, whoa. This is more just like, that's a very a nice place, and like today, this house would be astronomical in price. But back then, though, it is still a thing only rich people would have. It is not like an obscene. It's you get what I'm saying. So in any case, you guys arrive. And it's a nice house. What color would you like, Lauren? It's probably like white walls, but do you want like blue accents, red accents? What would you like? The
Green.
green accents. Okay.
Like lighter green, though.
Light green accents. White with light green accents. Would you both roll a D100 for me? And if you fumble, that's fine. I will not charge you with a fumble.
48.
88.
4888. Okay, so the address of this house is 4888 Chestnut Road.
Cute.
Aw.
There you go. That's what it is. So basically, as you guys sort of get out and sort of Ted kind of, is moving some bags and everything, and Odette says, "Oh, this is so charming." And one huge feature of this is, of course, that though the house is here, like it is just, there's a little back porch and then steps and then the beach. Mm-hmm. It is a full-on, you have it's sort of Odette sort of stands there and says, "Oh, this truly is lovely. Oh, I've missed the sea air. Yes, this is truly delightful."
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that you like it. And she'll just go around and she'll probably let Odette have the, whatever would be the equivalent of the master, just because she knows.
It's also probably where your parents sleep, so you're like, you usually don't sleep there anyway. So as you enter the house, it's tastefully appointed. You send what Liv is smiling like.
And why would you?
Yeah. So Odette is shown to the sort of master suite. There are 4 bedrooms. So there's 5 of you, including Ted, but there's also like someone could very easily sleep in a, in the office, or that sort of thing. And Odette kind of as you guys are walking in, as you move in a couple of bags, and she's kind of just, Ted is automatically become the guy carrying her bags. We're sure Odette, no problem. So he kind of carries her. She says, "Oh, and Wednesdays, and where do you have your servants stay here?"
We actually don't have a servant's quarters here, but you know what? Me and Luis can share a room, and Wednesday can go into one of the extra beds.
Oh.
That's totally fine.
If there's not enough, Ted's just looking into I can just sleep in there if everybody needs their own room. I don't want to.
No, well, if you want your own room, no, and I can sleep on the couch or whatever. It's really comfortable.
No, Cora, you're not sleeping on the couch in your own home that you have invited all of us into.
It's my parents' home. It's not even really mine. So,
Okay.
Who inherits it when they die?
Well, it depends on who I marry. And she's just gonna continue talking after that.
Okay, so basically, you and Louise are gonna share a room. That's your plan. Okay, cool. Odette kind of will perhaps say a thing of cool. America, so what a brave new world here. And she kind of just walks in. Ted will sort of move the rest of her luggage in, and he'll just say, "Just tell me where to sleep. I'm really fine anywhere. I've slept in." He'll sort of say, "Cora, sleeping on that deck out there would not be on the top 10 worst places I've ever slept. So just put me anywhere. It doesn't matter."
well,
Wait, can I smoke in here? Or is this so fancy they don't smoke?
oh no,
I'm just kidding. Everyone smokes everywhere.
yeah, my dad smokes like a chimney, so you're good.
Ooh. He kind of smells the wallpaper. Yeah, I can tell. Ooh, good stuff too. Yeah. Yeah, which
Hands down the weirdest thing Ted has done. So Cora's just
he probably does not do that realistically. I just think it's funny. That was more Philip realizing he didn't even ask if he can smoke in here. Everyone smokes everywhere.
Okay.
We'll just undo. It's fine. Retcon that. Point is, he'll just you can put him in whichever bedroom.
No, it's fine. Also, the beds are huge, so don't worry about it. You can be in that room over there.
Understood. He walks in and kind of goes and says, "Hey, What? No seltzer machine? Come on. What kind of amateur joint you're running here? And he just chuckles and goes inside. So you two kind of go into one room. You're giving Wednesday way too fancy a room for her. Wednesday will probably feel super self-conscious, but it's fine.
Put her on a couch or something. That's so rude.
If there is a crawl space under the house, I should just sleep there, miss.
If there's a table, I can curl under.
If you'd like, miss, I can just curl up at the foot of your bed, miss, and just watch you as you sleep to make sure no ill befalls you, miss. So whatever, Ted goes into one of these rooms and says, no, this is great.
Yeah, sorry about the seltzer.
All right. At this point, I need both of you to make a luck roll for me.
I'm sorry, a what?
A luck roll.
Okay.
Not look, but luck. It is unfortunate how similar those two words sound.
Ooh, 24. Which is a hard success.
A hard success, great.
20. Oh, which also a hard success.
Hard success for you.
I haven't successfully rolled a luck in a very long time.
Okay, good. So you guys go into the room, and Cora, this is the room you usually stay in. It is to your specifications. Comfortable.
It's
space.
probably got like a lot of horse stuff.
Horse girl. Right?
Horse.
Okay.
Like, yeah, she definitely
horse
does like
girl.
jumping and dressage, or did it, when she was younger.
Understood.
Apologies if anyone in the viewing audience is a horse girl, but no.
Okay.
No, they're fine. Lauren is a horse girl.
No, because I genuinely competed in rodeo events. I wasn't like, and I had.
Okay, but you're from Texas. You're allowed.
Thank you, but I wasn't like a horse girl.
I will
Was,
say
of
that
course,
in
my
Texas,
only friend for a while. Yes,
like,
but that's
no,
good.
then you're a
after.
horse. Then you're literally a horse girl. If a horse was ever your only friend, you are full horse girl.
Well, humans were mean to me, so there.
Humans were mean to me. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Humans were mean to me too. I still didn't have horse friends.
Well,
I had imaginary friends, which is much healthier.
I also had imaginary friends that
Alright.
ran alongside me as I rode.
Oh, okay, that's kind of
I was, yeah.
I
I
would
was
like
a weird kid.
I would like you guys to know. Lauren, because of previous stuff, I'd like so Lauren, would you, because I just rolled a thing, so I think I'm just gonna have this come down to the two of you. Lauren, would you give me just roll a D100? Liv, would you also roll a D100 for me, please?
Hey.
41.
95.
I don't know what that means.
Interesting.
I'm scared.
Okay. 95 to Liv. Perfect. Okay.
No.
Or not to Liv. You guys are both Louise and Cora are fine. So, as the sort of two of you go in and settle into the room, Cora. It is a big bed, so it's certainly very comfortable. Although it probably also is a little musty because no one's been here for a while. A cleaner probably comes like once a week, to the house to dust it, but still there's kind of that, whatever. But they probably keep the sheets just on the bed just for ease, especially this time of year. Just covered with like a big comforter or something. So as you guys kind of settle in, is there anything you'd want to talk about here, Cora? I know it's weird to be like, here's this space that your character knows all about that you don't. What do you want to show people? You don't have. You can if you want to, you can hand wave until the next thing happens. I'm perfectly happy with that.
She's feeling way more comfortable with Louise, so she'll be like, "Don't tell Ted any of this." But this, but like, this is my favorite horse figurine, Lucky. It's actually a 1-to-1 to my first horse.
Oh.
And then she'll like point out all of the like these are my ribbon, like her jumping trophies and stuff. She's still very proud of, and she brought them to this house so she could just be proud of hers. I don't know. Cora was weird.
We had horses back home, just none of the fancy stuff where people were showing them or anything. They just kind of were on farms.
Oh well, I bet your horses were a lot happier. It takes a lot of training and.
Well, we didn't have any, but other people did.
Oh.
But that's fine. I mean, that's really nice. And how many horses did you have?
Oh, well, it depended on what event I was competing in. Sometimes I had 4 at a time. Because sometimes your horses get tired or they're just not in the right mood to compete. So you gotta switch them out sometimes. Of course, it's just like my life was so obscene, and I don't. But I loved all of them, and I obviously don't have them anymore. But they went to really, uh, great owners. So I hope they're happy. I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are, and it sounds like you're really talented.
Oh, well, once the horse knows what to do, you're just kind of along for the ride.
Is it a little scary? I never really personally, you know, I
Oh,
never other people did. I just thought they're really tall and
oh no. Well, sometimes if you get a bitey one, they'll, nip you. But once you know what you're doing, it's not so bad. Oh no, they don't. They just they give you a little love nips sometimes. It's no big deal. Jumping can be scary, especially since you can fall over and snap your neck. But if you got the right training, that doesn't happen. If you want to ride a horse, I'm sure we can find a trail rider.
I think I'm good. I wouldn't mind doing some studies and drawing some, but I think I'll keep my feet on the ground.
Yeah, tons of people out here have horses that they bring out, and it's summer, so yeah, there might be a few. I can call around and see if you want to do some drawing.
No rush. Just if we
Well,
have.
what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, actually, is there a space where I could set up kind of, my supplies kind of explode? Is there
Yeah.
somewhere that's a good place for me to set all that up so I can maybe do
I'm sure there is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Whoop. Yes.
Do you want? You want to be like.
Is there like a solarium?
There absolutely should be a sunroom. Yeah, a solarium sunroom.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
will. Yeah, she can set up there. I'll take her there and be like, it might be a little dusty. I'm not sure if the cleaners come out here. But it's got plenty of natural light. It's super nice. And you can watch the sun. I don't know what side
Probably
of the house.
rise, and it'll probably be. Actually, solarium typically would be more on like a north of the house, so you're getting some sun. Yeah. So, yeah, you can
And
watch
if you're
the
up
sun.
early enough, you
various
might be
things.
able to watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
But here it is.
This perfect. This is perfect. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Louise will just take Cora's hands and just say, "Really, thank you."
Of course. I'll go. I'm assuming you didn't bring your art stuff yet.
Not to we're checking out the room. I haven't set up.
Oh,
yet.
okay.
I'll do that in the morning.
Yeah, we can go get you stuff and get it set up now, and we'll get Ted's help because he was being a jerk about the not having a seltzer machine. So we will proceed back up to
Yes.
where
Okay,
our
good.
stuff is.
Class.
All right, so you can grab her art supplies, and Cora, Ted's the room Ted is. You think Ted is in there.
She won't actually get him if the door's closed. Or
No, the
anything.
door's not closed. The door is open. You see like a shadow, so he's certainly in there. You can tell he's in the room.
Okay.
As you pass by, he's almost saying, "Where did you come from?"
It's her house, so she's gonna peek in the room and say, "Ooh."
Oh, I'm kind of just taken with this. And as you step in, Cora, you see that Ted is found in this room. A small porcelain doll with red hair and a purple dress.
No. Do I know this doll?
Cora, this is Maisie. This is the doll that's always been here. But Cora, what gives you a bad feeling about this doll is that
What?
This was a doll back when you had a friend before your lie sent her away. This was the doll that was given to you at your 5th birthday
No.
by little Sibby. Now, if Lauren, because of your previous connection, if you had rolled higher on that D100, if you'd rolled the worst roll, this doll would have been in Wednesday's room, and oh, how cool that would have been.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Maisie. She's always been a little unsettling, so I didn't like having her in my room. So yeah. Where is she sitting?
He's holding her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can just, and she'll open the closet and say, you can just throw her back in.
Why?
There.
Oh no, this
If
is.
you don't like her, why do you keep her?
She's great.
No, great. No, she's
Wow.
creepy. As if the dog can hear.
Why do you
Exactly.
keep her if she unnerves you so much?
Well, it was a gift and from Sibby, and you know, but
I
but
mean,
also, well, I always preferred horses to humans. So
Ted says, "Did you need something?"
oh, we were just gonna get her set up.
Oh, sure.
You can really just put her in here.
You don't want me to have the doll?
Well, no.
She's given me an idea.
What idea? Did she?
her story?
Yeah,
Uh,
haunted dolls. It's all the rage.
okay, yeah. Well, that's what I'm afraid of. So she can go in the closet.
All right, Cora. But all I'm gonna say, he kind of looks at the doll for a second and sort of chuckles, and sets her in the closet that you've opened in the room. And he closes it and he goes, "But Cora, if it's the middle of the night and you suddenly wake up and you hear this tiny little tapping, like something from inside a door, and then he's like moved her to the door, and then he starts tapping her little porcelain hand on the inside of the door, and he goes, that's why you shouldn't put your dolly in a closet. 'Cause
And she'll
sometimes
whack him.
she just wants to get out and play, Cora.
No,
Maisie wants to play with you.
I don't like her. She'll like push his arm away and say, I don't like her.
Ted,
Fair
do you
enough.
have younger sisters?
I did. Then he'll go and start getting Louise's stuff.
Oh, I didn't know. Cora, he you know, the way he teases you, it's like, I just figured he had younger,
Yeah,
I
didn't know either.
guess maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Well, it's not your fault. You know, you didn't know. We don't know a lot about his history.
Regardless, Cora, Maisie is now sitting in the closet. She's like not just the way she's been positioned. Her head is kind of just like staring straight out of the closet. Do you want to close the door?
I close the door.
Awful.
If Ted wants to get her out later, that's fine. But no.
This is what happens, friends, when people make things that can appear in all the different dimensions. With that,
And whose fault is that, by the way?
Yeah, it's not our fault.
it's not your fault at all. It's you know whose fault it is. Let's pause this game to once again drag Dan. It's Dan's fault because I put Dan in an impossible position because I'm a jerk. I'm not sure if you heard the full thing of this, Liv. I put Dan in a position because Dan has been saying the whole time, if we don't summon Maisie in Lost Lore Academia, I'm quitting the channel. If Lost Lore Academia ends and we haven't summoned Maisie, I quit the channel. I said, got it. And then, I mean, some roles happened, but I was like, oh, this is perfect. Then Dan's characters in that game switched and he became a literal superhero. And I kept putting things in the game so they realized that getting Maisie might be dangerous and that doing this stuff was affecting other worlds. And then Dan, knowing that, contorted himself into a pretzel in order to have his character be on board with them summoning Maisie. And Aaron burned him so hard on the last night because Santa Claus had said you can't always vote your conscience. And then Aaron just goes, yeah, Dan didn't tonight. And it was like, oh, it's brutal.
Bold of anyone to assume that he does have one. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm just mad
it was so
that
funny.
now she's here.
It was so funny. So, in any case,
How's Rawlings holding up?
Rawlings and Zeke are missing.
Wait, I thought they just went somewhere else.
We don't know where they are. Maybe they did. Maybe they were. Maybe they went. Maybe they were taken.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Maisie's in the closet. We're setting up her art supplies. Cora's on edge because she forgot about Maisie.
But
Well, and Maisie represents something that is upsetting for her as well.
Yeah. And also, she just doesn't like dolls.
But why doesn't she like dolls? Is it maybe because of Maisie? Is it maybe that when Sibby gave you the doll, Sibby was kind of like threw a fit when she had to give you the doll at that party, and you were never sure if it's because she didn't want to give something away or because she was scared of what she was giving you? Oh, God. Anyway, then they took Sibby away.
I might actually, Cora, I know that you're not a huge fan of her, but I might try to do just a figure, like a still life of her later.
Oh, okay. You can do whatever you want. Just I don't like being around her. She gives me the creeps.
No, that's totally fine. I won't. I mean, she can stay in the closet.
No, we can just take her down to the room, and you and Ted can make a whole series about her.
Oh,
And
no, I don't
Cora's
need
gonna open the door and grab Maisie's hand and hold her out to Louise.
Yeah.
Here.
Great. I'll put her in the solarium and then I'll come back and grab.
And you know what? I know
Ted is already carrying down your art stuff.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and we can just be walking down as well. And Cora's saying, I know I'm a grown woman and shouldn't be creeped out by dolls like that, but it's just, look at her eyes.
I mean, no, am I looking at her eyes? Is there anything special about her eyes?
Make a detect vibe roll, Louise.
I accidentally said that because porcelain doll eyes freak me out.
Normal success.
It's mildly creepy, but I mean, this doll is not haunted. Certainly, Cora is being a little whatever. Yeah.
I mean, they're just doll eyes, but I get it. Spiders creep me out. I really don't like spiders, or really anything that is crawly.
Yeah, well, it's just with that thing. It's like Ted was saying. He hear a little tappy tap or a little creak. I always thought it was her walking around, knowing that I didn't like her and holding that against me. And
as you guys are walking, I'm just gonna have on that line, just because I like this. As you're sort of saying that, Odette appears from out of her bedroom and says, "What is Wednesday walking around and bothering everyone?" Oh no! I'm hearing. Is Wednesday making noise and bother? Is she back already?
No,
Oh,
Wednesday's not bothering anyone.
I just hope that I just heard you saying someone's walking around on little feet with little hands, and I thought you might have been talking about her. Even though Wednesday's very quiet, like frighteningly quiet sometimes. Oh, what a darling little doll! Oh.
Yep.
Looks like something you'd see back home. Yes.
Yep. I was just telling Luis that I would just get kind of afraid that any creak in the house was the doll walking around. I know, crazy.
Oh, you know that.
And
my sort of nanny as a child, Margaret, she used to say that Course Court was haunted with ghosts.
Was it?
No. But she would tell these stories about this painter who died in Course Court. Now everyone saw ghosts. It was... So I get it, that some people are very sort of...
I'm susceptible to those kinds of stories. I'll admit.
Well then, don't let me tell you about the place I have been that is truly haunted.
No, you have to tell me now.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, she'll say, so first of all, you need to understand my relationship with the royal family. Anyway, as you guys walk downstairs, you guys are at this point, we'll sort of cut ahead a little bit. Ted is put your stuff in the solarium. Wednesday is returning with some food, and sort of says, "Miss, is there anything I need to know about the kitchen, Miss, or shall I just do my best?"
Is there anything notable? Okay, no. Unless you don't. No.
I'm sure I'll be fine, Miss. And then she just kind of carries a bunch of like brown paper packages, kind of groceries in there, and she'll pause and look at Louise and say, I did get strawberries, miss.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely.
Do you
No
not
need
like
to-
strawberries, miss? Have I misread the situation?
No. I love them. I love them. I will eat them for breakfast every day. That's perfect.
So I should not use them for a dessert. I understand. She sees the doll that Cora is holding and says, "I like a doll, miss," and then she'll just go into the kitchen. Ted goes, "Wait, why do you got the doll? I thought you were scared of that thing."
I am. She'll hand it back to Louise and say, "She wants to paint it. You want to write stories about it. You guys can have a good time with it."
Even the name Maisie is so evocative.
It's just a name.
Yeah, but it fits that doll, doesn't it? Did you name her Cora, or did somebody else?
Did I?
Nah.
No, she came with that name.
You think Sibby probably did.
I think the person who gave it to me named her that, so I just kept the name.
What's Maisie mean anyway?
What does Maisie mean?
Do you know, Ted?
I'm gonna roll for this for Ted.
Wait, it does mean? Oh, shit.
Well, what doesn't all names mean something?
Yeah.
Ted does not know the meaning of the name Maisie off the top of his head. Do you see what it means, Lauren?
I'm fine. You shithead.
I'll tell you what, Louise, why don't you make a luck roll as well?
Okay.
I'm gonna make it a couple. I'm gonna say Odette can make a luck roll. No.
33, which is normal luck.
Normal success. No, you don't know. Guys, I just rolled a 2.
For who?
Wednesday peeks her head and says, "Maisie, it means pearl."
Oh. Well, that's lovely.
Ted
Those
goes,
are.
"Oh. Yeah, guys, it's meant pearl this whole time." The Alliance of the Pearl. The whole time.
Philip is very pleased.
This goes so deep. The lore of lore.
The lore of the lore.
Oh gosh.
Well,
Okay.
that's a lovely name meaning, I guess. It's
Sure.
very oceanic.
Oh, how fitting. You can just throw it in the ocean. I'm so glad that she's now surrounded by people who love her, and Cora's just gonna walk. She's not upset. She doesn't want to be around her.
Well, of course not.
Of course. Fun fact. Maisie is just the shortened form of Margaret. It's just like the Scottish form of Margaret. The name Margaret means pearl.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know the name Margaret.
And it never came up, but in Grey in the Dark, there was a street called Margaret Street, and the idea is it's like where the Pearl Market used to be at the end of it in the olden days. I get real into nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so as you all, Louise, there is especially in these days, it will take a couple of hours for a dinner to be cooked. Louise, it would take you, if you wanted to paint for a couple hours here, you certainly could. The light probably will not really begin to substantively change until after you guys eat. So if you want to do some painting now, you can, or if you just want to rest the rest of today, that's fine too.
I go in the kitchen and sketch Wednesday while she cooks.
Yes. Oh boy, that's fun.
What is happening? I'm so scared now that Maisie's here.
Listen, guys, and here's the thing. Maisie appears everywhere because last Sunday Maisie showed up in Here We Dragons.
Yeah.
Maisie was already, we didn't play our Monday game, but you could guess Maisie might have showed up at a theme party because Maisie's everywhere now thanks to what they did. But Maisie is, this game is still very grounded in reality. Mm-hmm. So
is it?
Well, No, you're right. 2 women would not have this much agency then. But the point is, Maisie, you know, no one's getting pulled into a domain of dread here. Because you're already living in one. It's called the patriarchy.
We're still living in that today, Philip.
Yeah, but it was worse then, you have to admit. Because they didn't even get Beyonce.
Anyway.
At least you guys get Beyonce, you guys get Taylor
Yes, that's
Swift.
the defining characteristic.
The
of
Barbie movie fixed everything, so, you know.
Now in the 40s is Beyonce and Barb. All the things with B.
Beyonce, Barbie,
Forget it.
Baylor Bwift.
Speaking of the patriarchy, can I make some calls to see if anybody has brought their horses?
It is absolutely easy for you to find like horses here, no problem.
Okay.
You can call your old stables, absolutely no problem.
Okay. Because I don't know if they board them the entire year. Maybe they would in the Hamptons. I don't know.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm looking up seafood recipes from the 1940s.
Bouillabaisse.
I guess it. You know what? She probably is more likely to make you something like a bouillabaisse than you know. Yeah, she probably is more likely to do that than to do a, like... Alright, fine. Well, there's gonna be a lot of mussels, I'll tell you that much, because they had a lot of mussels and clams here. So, basically, Louise, you go in, and Wednesday is just cooking. And she's very kind of, you know... She's very kind of, like, just precise and surgical in her striking of... As she cuts the seafood, and you see her cutting up these kind of crazy, you know... all these fish things and beginning to simmer various stocks and a lot of seafood and a lot of vegetables, and she is definitely even though this is not her kitchen, she seems at home pretty quickly. She's also baking some bread, so she's like while one thing's going, she's mixing stuff for bread and saying, "This may take a while, miss. I'm so sorry, miss. We're starting from scratch here, miss."
Oh, well, that's fine. I'm sure we'd be fine without bread tonight.
Oh no, that would be unacceptable, miss.
Well, a quick bread, maybe, not a
No, miss, I must do it properly. It just might be a slightly later dinner than you're used to. We might not dine until... Well, it might be a more European dinner.
Well, what? Well, we could just have the leavened bread tomorrow. If we have to have bread, you could just make biscuits. Like...
What? You mean scones, miss? No, miss.
Well,
not with
no.
dinner, miss. But I will be making some sticky buns, miss. Strawberry sticky buns.
Okay, but really, probably.
Is Wednesday making his sticky buns? You'll love her buns. I love Wednesday's buns. They're delightful. What are you smirking about? Liv hasn't laughed. See, a copy of Wednesday was constantly making them buns in Lost Lore Academia. This is an old joke for us, but for Liv, this is a new joke.
No. Didn't she make buns in? We had a Wednesday buns joke in the Friday game at some point.
Yeah,
for sure. Oh, I'm sure you did. But those buns were voluptuant buns. Also, Wednesday got so much more curvaceous in Blood from a Stone somehow. I don't know.
Something about that game.
Vampire.
Something about that game. The vampire
Essence.
blood. The blood all just went to her butt. Anyway, but Wednesday is making you multiple. She's baking multiple things, and yes, she's simmering various stuff, and she is going to have a bouillabaisse for you. So, there you go.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna don't mind me. I'm just here to draw and keep my hands busy.
Absolutely. Go ahead and. As you draw Miss Wednesday line, please give me a compose create roll. Bear in mind you do get a bonus on this, so you get to roll the tens column twice and use the lower value. Which, again, we should always clarify this. It is not the lower value of the tens, it's the lower value of the final thing you roll. Because if you were to roll a 100 with a bonus, you would wind up with not a 100. You get it.
Right. I rolled a 39.
Multiple of 13. Okay.
Oh, but that's not in this game.
Not this game. Maisie's here, but it's not this game. With a 39, that is a normal success for you. So, and this is, you're not doing this for work or whatever. You're kind of you draw a very kind of like nice, evocative, sort of charming. You're capturing the energy, but it's not leaping off the page or anything. But it's a very good work. Meanwhile, Cora. So as dinner is cooked, a few hours pass. Ted did not bring a typewriter. Would you give me a luck roll to see if you guys have a typewriter here?
Ooh. Nope, 95.
At least it's not a fumble. So sadly, with no typewriter, Ted's like, it's fine. I can write in shorthand, and he'll kind of start writing it. And Cora, you probably understand shorthand okay, but like Ted is like.
What? Secretaries would have to write in shorthand to...
Yeah, for stuff, yeah. But Ted is, like, using symbols you've never seen before.
Oh.
He's kind of, as you sort of look over his shoulder, as he just kind of...
Version of shorthand.
Well, I was going to offer to type those up for you when we got back to the office, but I barely understand what you're writing.
Sorry. Well, you might not want to type this one up, Cora. This is
it about Maisie? I will still...
And at this point, you notice that he is sitting in the solarium. Like, Louise maybe, like, set up an easel, but she hasn't done this. But Maisie is sitting just in the solarium, and you kind of notice her for the first time. And sure enough, just the way her head is turned, she's looking right at you. And he's like, yeah.
He's always looking at me, I swear, no matter how she's placed.
Ooh,
he's always looking at me.
Really? Well, that's great. He writes that down.
Oh,
says, I've got to, the thing is, though, Cora, listen, as much as I like strange lore, as much as I like this, I'm enjoying this magazine. I know it's kind of silly. I'm a grown man. There is something about those comic books I just love.
Well, why didn't you write one?
Well, I can't. I got kicked out. He used to be he came down from the comic book thing, just for your memory.
No, I know.
Of it. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to write for them. Write your own story.
Huh.
Or you can do, a secret spin-off or something.
Yeah, no. I was thinking of this doll for whatever reason. I could just it's kind of because of what Louise was saying, and I know that Louise does beautiful pictures for the covers, but there's something about kind of panel after panel, just box after box, you see the thing. Something about this doll, I just realized, horror comic books, kind of scary. I mean, listen, I love superheroes, but the sales have started to flag, and I mean, I feel like, Ghost Man, he can keep selling. We could make a TV show about Ghost Man. He's this kind of scary. People like spooky stuff, but this doll, something about her, I had this idea for this comic, this kind of anthology comic of just scary stories,
Interesting. Well, I'm glad she inspired something, but...
Yeah, but maybe I don't give this to Al Star, is what you're saying.
Well, no...
Maybe I keep
What?
this one.
What if you and Luis work together and make your own stuff?
I mean, listen... Believe me, I would love to have, like, a beautifully painted comic book, but, like, Louise is a little... and I don't mean this as, like, Louise is, like, above comics, She's, like, a painter. She's, like, a...
Oh, no, I'm not.
I guess we'll say Luis, like, kind of was coming back in to get more charcoal. He's like, I hope that wasn't, like, an insult. I was just... No, well, yeah, well, that's perfect. He says, I hope that... I don't mean that as an insult, Luis. I mean, you're a fine artist, I mean, the
No, I'm not
dweebs up there drawn.
But I'm certainly not above work and making art, and I mean, I like making illustrations that go with these fantastic stories, so I'm certainly not above anything.
I got it. Well, yeah, maybe Louise and I can work on a comic book.
And I'm not an artistic person or a writer or anything, but I've got connections. I can see if I can work something out.
Well, that's the trick of it. It's I'd have to talk to Ullman. I don't want Alstar to get his hands on this. He's gonna ruin all the superheroes. He's gonna ruin them. I can tell.
Okay,
He
well,
already
why don't
is,
you
but
just...
he's just.
Ruin them how?
Oh, I mean, Al and I, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but Al has a very good understanding. Al has a very good understanding of what people are going to buy. He has this real, he is, to his credit, he's created some great comic book characters. But he also, he wants to give people what they want. And I almost can't believe I'm saying this. I want to give people what they need.
Here's an idea. This whole thing can be our secret. We'll work on it and put it together and release it on a spooky day, like Halloween or Friday the 13th.
Well, but I mean, no, we need publishers. We need, and I mean, if it's Ullman, I am under contract there, so we can put a thing together. But Mr. Ullman likes me.
Well,
I mean, someday I hope people could treat a comic book as not just, disposable, but I mean, especially if, Luis's art was in it, if it was like fine art, if it, whatever, I don't know.
Well, that's really lovely, thank you.
But but in comics you gotta go fast, Louise. You barely have time to pencil it, then somebody else inks it, and then you just pray that the colorists don't screw it up like they do most of the comics. You got
Right.
4 colors to work with, and boy, is it he'll kind of, like, he probably doesn't have a comic on it, but you guys have seen, like, I mean, some of the comics of this era is just, like, the inking is all offset, and, like, the color print is bad.
Well, I mean,
but it's
we don't have that much to do while we're here. We could start working on it.
start with one chapter or
just a little story, just like an 8-pager, yeah.
Yeah. Something simple and I could work on it and practice my time.
Yeah.
yeah, and you've got your little creepy muse.
Yeah. All right. So Corey, you're our editor, and Louise is our artist, and I'm the writer. That's in comics. That's what you'd be. Yeah. But Cora, this is a scary comic book.
I can handle scary things. It's just that doll that I had to live with her.
Well, she's
sometimes.
she's in the comic.
That's fine. I can separate things. Like I've said, I am a grown woman who lives in the real world.
All right.
Stories are scary, but okay, that's just a long-standing creepy experience I've had throughout my life. That doll, I'll be fine. Cora's flustered. She'll leave the room and go see if there's anything to eat.
Understood. We'll say that.
And she's not mad. She's just like,
of course. So, Ted looks at Louise and goes, all right, well, let me tell you what I'm thinking. We will now cut to Cora, Louise, Ted, and Odette sitting down for dinner. And we'll just say, because it's beautiful, it is actually now later because it took a while. Wednesday would have brought you guys out some little crab puffs at some point as like a kind of an appetizer, because this was going to take long, but a light dinner. So as you guys gather, but at Cora's suggestion, as even at fancy places, they have probably just set up the table. She has set the table on the sort of back, raised porch with a step. So it's like you're out on the water. It is the setting sun, which is on the other side of the house, coming down. You can sort of see like twinkling on the lights. The water is kind of, lit up and sort of beautiful, and the kind of the sea breeze, and it's just this gorgeous space out on the deck. At sunset. So yeah, a beautiful spot. Ted will sit down, and Wednesday says, so yes, forgive how rustic this meal is. I do apologize. She then sets out there's like massive tureens of like bouillabaisse, which is like, she's plating a perfect, plated with very kind of, French culinary precision, these freshly baked breads that go with it. She's also made she has made the Rui, I think is how it's pronounced. It's like it's basically like a mayonnaise style sauce that they make that goes with a bouillabaisse. I think it's pronounced Rui, but apologies because I don't speak French. And I don't know all the pronunciation rules for it. So if that's wrong, but they also give you and she has she's grilled the bread, Louise, which is why she had to bake bread with this. She makes bread, so you kind of have this beautiful grilled bread that comes, and it's spelled Rouille, and typically because like andouille is ended like that, so I'm pretty sure it's a Rui.
Rui.
Okay, cool.
Rui.
So as she brings it out, and it's got all sorts of crazy fish bases in it, but she has not only brought you just the bouillabaisse, which is this kind of sort of like this like kind of like soup thing. She also has like steamed mussels that she's also sort of preparing for you as various little side dishes. And Odette says, yes, and Odette will say, yes, I am so sorry about how rustic this meal is. I please don't blame Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. Don't beat yourself up too much. She says, no, miss, I'm very disappointed in myself, miss. I am very sorry.
No, this is fantastic. Why are you apologizing?
Wonderful.
Well, because, we haven't had an amuse-bouche. There is no salad course. I assume there's no cheese course. There can be a cheese course, miss, but the selection was a bit wonderful. Well, yes, of course. I am so sorry.
No, this is wonderful. This is more than enough.
But the seafood is very fresh, miss. Well, that is something, Wednesday. All right, thank you. And Wednesday will just go and sit back inside. Ted looks at it and says, "Wow, that's quite the meal." Well, that's legit. I've had this before in France. And Odette says, "Oh yes, I've had it in France as well, but well, Wednesday is. She has her use. She's not terrible at what she does. I will say that the seafood is very fresh, so that is a. So, do you know any eligible men, any wealthy bachelors in town who perhaps I should be sort of looking to have some fun with?"
Oh, that's a good. My mother probably has a whole list of them in her drawer. But is there anybody off the top of her head that she knows who's like maybe a little bit older?
You can probably think of like some people. Yeah, you can give her a couple of names for sure. Ted will say, "Don't ask me. I don't think you want to hang out with any of my friends." But so basically, kind
Cora
of.
Will say, "Oh, Ted, I thought we were your only friends."
Wow.
Jokingly.
Presumptuous, Cora.
Well.
So well, yes, and I have to say this house is lovely. Thank you so much. I'm not taking your room, am I, Cora?
No, full disclosure, that's my parents' room, and it's the master, and I thought you'd enjoy it.
Oh, believe me, I never. Oh, believe me, when I would go and stay with when I would go to one of our country houses, I would never stay. Well, of course, my mother and father, that is to say, perhaps my sister and the man she was married to, the people who raised me, they slept in separate rooms. But I would never have wanted to stay in either of their rooms. I completely understand. But yes, we're wonderful. And so as she's kind of you guys chat for a while, Ted will sort of say, well, Cora, Louise, I think this probably isn't what we should really be spending our time on, but I'm pretty excited about this idea.
Me too.
This comic idea.
It should be really good.
I like the idea of just I got a lot of kind of inspired by, kind of has the inspiration of certain kinds of, of kind of comic books, has that energy as the superheroes, but it's kind of scary, just sort of, I really think there's a market for it. So I have a lot of ideas, but this first story I think we're going to try to do here is good. I think I even got a name.
What?
Oh, what?
It kind of popped in my head when I was staring at that doll. Kind of the sun has now set and it's darker, so there's candles out here. The light from the house, kind of Ted's lit, kind of chiaroscuro just on one half of his face. He's smoking the cigarette plume, and he says, "Blood from a stone."
Oh. Evocative.
Oh, that's well, that's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a
you can't
phrase,
bleed
but
blood
like
from
you
a
have to
stone.
squeeze blood from a stone. Anyway, he kind of takes another drag on his cigarette. Wednesday brings out some beautiful sticky strawberry buns. And
I'm hungry.
as
now.
you guys sort of are presented with this delicious food, a kind of a cold wind blows in over the sea. Kind of a chill. If it's kind of a fun chill, it's almost like you're thinking of the spooky stuff, and it's like, ooh, scary. And as Ted and you guys kind of sit there, and he takes a drag of his cigarette, unnoticed by anyone. Out on the beach, there's another cigarette blooming.
No.
Where the five of you are lit up by the light. And there's a man sort of just walking along the water, looking up at the houses, and he pauses. He pauses at 4888 Chestnut Road. And Jake goes, "Bingo." You can't see him in the dark, but you have this chill. There's this eerie chill on you. And Jake extends a hand and he points at Louise. Gotcha. I'm going to cut now to the solarium, where just based on how she was left, staring out through the glass at the dark beach, seeing this figure, is a porcelain doll called Maisie. And whatever soft smile she has, it's uncertain if she's looking at him with approval, or anger, or both. And that is where we'll end. Strange lore.
Oh my god!
As soon as you mentioned Jacob, she yelped, by the way. She
Sorry.
did her little. Hey, stop trying to bite my hand, please.
Well. Wow.
All right, so
Did you know that Maisie would be at the house the whole time?
no, Maisie hasn't existed in this universe until they did what they did.
That's true.
It's Dan's fault.
Yep.
Ugh.
Maisie's
I
not.
know where he lives.
All Maisie can do is inspire. And there's and now, if we think about the because guys, the year's 47. If this is like a special project you guys do, like if the horror comics boom that starts in the very late 1940s and it really picks up in the 50s when the superheroes all die, before the Wortham seduction of the innocents kind of mania gets rid of all those amazing EC Comics books, and also the DC comic, because DC was no slouch in the horror department even in the 50s. House of Mystery, House of Secrets, very cool books then, but then they had to change into other lighthearted stuff. But also, when right now this is Premier Periodicals and Premier publishes comic books, but this is a question it was so funny, they asked this and I was ready to answer it, and then they didn't ask. Somebody was like, do we know the publisher of all of the Top Flight comics? And I said, no one has ever asked this. And they were like, oh, interesting. And then they didn't ask. But who publishes Top Flight? And who publishes Blood from a Stone?
Where we work.
Well, yes, but that's in the 40s. Marvel was called Timely in the 40s.
That's true.
And also Atlas. They weren't called Marvel until, I think, 1960 or 1959.
Are you going to answer that or just leave us.
That's a question for another group, I think.
Okay.
Because you guys literally can't know.
Yeah.
Who publishes the because now in this universe, unless Ted and Louise die too soon, the legendary landmark horror comic is Blood from a Stone.
Oh man.
Blood from a Stone, published 1940 whatever. Oh, cool.
I do have a question because this
Please.
is something that Cora would be thinking about.
Absolute.
Are there, and maybe this is like a luck roll or something, would there be any suitors or people that Cora would know in her family's circles that she could talk to about these things?
About what things? Oh, about publishing money, seed money? Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, even Miss Appleyard. This is not the only publishing company she has.
Oh, that's true.
But the question is, does this mess stuff up with Mr. Ullman too much?
Yeah.
Guys, you guys don't even. Yeah, oh God. Oh, I'm so excited. And and this is what's really fun. This is great stuff, but do you know where we're going to find out the most about this? In our new Monday game.
That's true.
Speaking of upcoming games, tomorrow is the finale of Theme Party. I'm so sorry it's the finale, but we kind of have to do, certain games are not built to last, years and years. So tomorrow is Theme Party. A week from tomorrow, we are starting an all new game on the 29th with so many players, so many characters. People are coming in as characters from different worlds. And Lauren, I was actually thinking, because of what this is, would you like to tell us who you will be playing on that Monday game? Would you like to tell us what character you will be on the Monday game, the sort of multiverse hopping? I'm not ready to reveal the title of that, but would you like to tell us? We're going to reveal slowly some of the characters who will be appealing. Would you like to tell us who you will be portraying in that game?
Yes, I will be playing Corinna, the mystery alien that I never get to play in this.
We haven't seen in so long.
Because I love her. And I'm just glad that
Indeed.
she gets to exist.
And since this game doesn't have room for that anymore, I'm very excited to have the fictional.
We'll have to get back to it eventually. We'll wrap it up at some point.
I don't know. Or maybe you and Ted will just get. Maybe this whole house is going to get burned down by a jealous Jake, and it's going to be terrible.
Stop!
And
It's
the only
not
survivor, Maisie. So
Wednesday and Maisie.
Wednesday just holding Maisie outside and saying, "At least we have the pages they did of their horror comic."
Oh God!
Oh my God!
No. Wonderful. Well, so basically, yes, so a week from Monday, we're starting that. You will see Lauren in that game as Corinna, and you're also going to maybe see one or two characters from Lost Lore Academia carrying on that mission with their new sort of multiversal benefactor guy. So really fun stuff there. On Wednesday, we are back with Top Flight Tales. I don't even know which Top Flight Tales it'll be. That's kind of the fun of Top Flight Tales. It will depend on which players we have. There's a chance we're going to jump right in with the armament Frankie of it all, and there's also a chance that we won't get to that for a while, and we're going to just have more Meridian and Top Flight West fun. So a lot of fun stuff there. Check that out on Wednesday. On Friday, guys, it's Blood from a Stone. We just referenced it in this game, but I mean, come on, it's the classic. I for various reasons, somewhat related to this and also to the new game coming, I did like a full accounting of which games have had many sessions and how many things we do it. Blood from a Stone is right now has had double the sessions of the next most sessions of any sort of our universes. Blood from a Stone has had 128 games. What do you think? Which universe has had the second most?
Top Flight.
It is
Probably.
Star Wars.
Really?
We've had 64 Star Wars games and only 53 games set in the Top Flight universe.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Well, you've had multiple Star Wars campaigns.
So many Star Wars campaigns is
Yeah.
the reason. And then after that is interestingly the Here Be Dragons is next, then Grey in the Dark, then Lost Lore Academia,
Huh. Interesting.
then Murder by Murder Strange Lore, because you guys are in the same universe. So anyway, the point is, Blood from a Stone, so many games, so central to stuff. Come check that out Friday. It's gonna be fun. They're on a train. Boy, did Reginald nearly kill Medina last week. That was fun.
You sure did.
Nearly he horror surged, and the ghost took over and wanted to win a bet, so tried to kill Medina. Then the boxer stepped in. Some very fun stuff. In answer to that, Sophia, the Star Wars, I would love for Mystic Starport to come back. If we do not have Mystic Star, even if Mystic Starport does not come back as a full series, you may see some Star Tales stuff in that new Monday game, and we may visit some Star Tales stuff in that Monday game. So, is what I'll say about that. But hopefully we will have another ongoing Star Wars one when we have the room for it. And then next week we're back with Here Be Dragons. 2 weeks we'll have more Strange Lore. So excited for that. So thank you all so much for watching this. This was a lot of fun. I'm really excited about the direction of this. This was a mildly momentous episode tonight. So
I cannot believe that happened. No.
Never put a scary doll in a closet.
Maisie probably hates Cora.
Hi.
Because she puts her in closets and stuff. She doesn't. To be fair, Cora would never just like toss her in. I mean, she did that one time just because.
Yeah.
But did it once, but never again.
But also, apparently I didn't get the color theme because you're both in black and I'm not. So thanks for leaving me out as usual.
That was just an accident.
I also didn't get the memo on being beautiful. Like that sounded mean, but I was kind of complimenting you two. So anyway, thank you for Book and Dagger. Yeah, if you haven't seen that game, the only color left in that world is lightsabers. Unlike Gray in the Dark, it is not purely black and white. If anyone ignites a lightsaber, it is lit up and it is the color. So it's kind of like it has that cool kind of like black and white and red or black and light and blue. You know, if somebody ignites. But
I forget. Do the characters see in black and white?
Yeah, the world looks totally black and white. You guys know that it's gone.
Okay,
I'm confused. Yeah, it's
been a while.
As the singer sang. So yeah, check that out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't even know what I was talking about. We're talking about a game that's not on, but check out the Monday game. Maybe we'll get some stuff from there. That's what I'm trying to say. So thank you all. This is a great time. I appreciate you guys so much. Go to our Discord to interact with us. There will be downtime for that new Monday game, but I don't have it fully set up yet, so I'm not revealing that as of yet. Go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. I'm caught up on episodes aside from tonight, obviously, because we have to wait 24 hours before uploading for stuff. And then go to the wiki, which I just saw. Apparently, Mystic Starport will be getting an update this week. So there you go.
Thanks.
So check all that up. And everyone's just going to pet the dog at the downtime, which I will give a thumbs down to every time.
I appreciate that. And I will be doing that in real life to Jordy, my dog. And now Liv will pet her dog. I'll let her know that a dog is being pet, so we have to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, Liv, we summoned a character based on their dog into the Lost Star Academia. It's like the last session of it. That game's over now. We finished it. The last session of that game, the most important thing was bring us that dog. Or the second to last session. The point is, there's a dog there. The dog has no abilities because I'm a bad person. I get it. It's fine. But everyone's now in downtime. We pet the dog, and I think Book and Dagger did that first. I don't know who did it the first time. Somebody posted pet the dog as their activity, and I put a thumbs down on it.
And then I screenshot it and was mad.
She screenshotted that and said "boo" to me. Shots fired.
Yes.
Anytime anybody does it, I say
that is something worth booing. Well, Toby, you can pet her, but you should probably just throw the ball for the dog or play fetch with the dog. I think that's what she would enjoy more.
Yeah, play. Yeah, people are playing or petting. So we will be doing that in real life for real actual dogs. So
and dogs are the ones you're supposed to ignore to get them to like you, right? Cats you pet a lot, and dogs you just neglect to make them like you. That's how it works.
No.
Okay. I will be alone for the rest of my life. So thank you all for watching. Would either of you please follow our wonderful players? They do cool stuff. Would either of you like to mention any specific things?
I am streaming horror games on Thursday nights at 7:30. One of them has a doll, but now it has an ear monster that is murderous, and I have to be quiet again in the game.
Ear monster?
It's like a body with an ear face, and it murders you very violently if you make sound in the game or on mic, so I have to be quiet.
I'm very into it.
We'll see if I ever make it out of that level, but it's fun and terrifying at the same time. On my channel, The Rose Explodes. I'll say hi in the chat.
Hi. Very good.
I don't have anything to plug. I have a story to share about a creepy doll that I did in fact shove in a closet as a child. Do you guys remember that doll that would play cassette tapes?
Yes.
I mean, I remember multiple things that
Yes.
days, starting with Teddy
There was
Ruxpin.
There was a doll that I think it had red hair too. Why did they do this? A little ginger-haired doll that you could plug cassette tapes into it in its body. And then it would play the cassette tape and its mouth would move like it was talking. But if you rewound the tape in the doll, its mouth would also move while it made
So
the like
good.
weird
So
rewinding
good.
noise. And it looked so possessed. And I had irresponsible parents who let me watch horror movies. So I had seen Chucky. And this doll was my cousin's doll. And I proceeded to tell him the entire plot of Chucky and how this doll was evil and going to come to life and kill him. And then he ran screaming through the house. And anytime the doll was in the same room as us, we had to grab it and throw it down the stairs into the basement.
But you don't remember what this doll was called?
I don't remember what this doll was called, but I know
There's
it's
one
doll
called Quirky, and another called
Was it Cricket?
Quirky.
I think it's Corky.
Oh, Corky is
Quirky
a...
had
Oh,
red hair and is a boy,
Yes,
but yeah,
I think
oh,
it was Corky. Corky sounds correct.
I don't like
yeah,
these things.
Corky's a real mood.
Corky sounds correct. And then today I also found out about a doll named Little Miss No Name.
No name.
Oh, we'll talk about this after stream.
Little
And then
Miss-
Little Miss No Name. I
know about this. Yes, I am familiar
I
with
had
this.
never heard of this before. It's
Yeah.
deeply upsetting.
Yeah.
It's apparently a doll from like the 70s or the 60s, and they released it to
I've
try and
seen
make
this.
people have empathy for the poor.
Yeah.
And so she has like
Horrific.
she has no shoes and is starving
And Coraline eyes.
and holds her hand out for food, and she's so unloved that no one ever gave her a name. And apparently there's like some horrific commercial for it
Yeah,
where it's
better-
like
I better-
raining. I'm
I
very
better
excited
find that.
to watch this.
That's really good.
Yeah, her name
I
is
don't like
Little
it.
Miss No Name.
Oh, that's fun stuff. Well, on that awesome note,
So I just
dolls
wanted
are
to share
great.
some doll
And
knowledge.
can we all welcome Maisie now to the Strange Lore world? It's fun.
No.
Even just an upsetting doll called Maisie there. Good times.
Welcome, Maisie.
Love it, love it, love it.
Ooh.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. This has been a delight. I appreciate doing these games with you two so much. This is such fun. And we'll see what horrors unfold next time, both figuratively and literally. Oh my god, oh my god, you stupid geniuses. Oh my god.
What?
We can play the horror story that he's writing for this.
We can.
We could just do like a mini murder
We
story.
could.
Oh no, we can make it like it's like Tales from the Crypt or Vault of Horror shock suspense story thing.
Tales from the Crypt. Good.
They're so
Or
good.
what's the other one? Dark Shadows. Is that it? What was the other one?
Dark-
The one that-
The other comic book or the other?
Oh no, the other show.
So okay, so Tales from
Tales
the Crypt
is actually a comic.
was a
book.
comic first, and what's funny is I think it's that, I'm actually gonna look this up, the Tales of the Crypt TV show. Sorry everybody, I know you're like, they're signing off, we can finally stop listening. It's late where we are.
Which you can.
The Tales from the Crypt TV show, amusingly, is mostly adapting from the other EC comics. It's a lot of Haunt of Fear and Vault of Horror and shock suspense stories. It's not that many things are from Tales of the Crypt comics. Oh, they're so good. EC comics are so good.
Yes, I know.
I'm scared.
And yeah, Dark Shadows in terms of a TV show was a soap opera from as a horror soap opera from the 70s that was very notable for kind of really being.
Oh yeah, there's Dark Shadows. What's the other one? No, what's the other creepy anthology? Like
like from the early 90s?
yeah.
Oh.
It's not Outer Limits, it's not Tales from the Crypt. Shit.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No, it was another thing like that.
It was another mature.
Tales from the Dark Side. Thank you,
Tales
James.
from the Dark Side.
That's the
Yes. Tales from the Dark Side.
The most
I,
haunting episode of anything I've
And
ever seen is from Tales from the Dark Side.
Beyond
believe-
Belief. That was a good one.
I believe Tales from the Dark Side is my dad told a story from Tales from the Dark Side, and
Tales from the Dark Side.
I never slept again. I was like 3 or 4, and my
He
mom
still has never
my mom
slept.
called.
That's what's wrong with him.
Fun fact, BBK, I'm in a new episode of Beyond Belief, but it only aired in Germany.
There you go. That's genuinely cool. But also, I don't sleep. I glisten. All right, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Oh wait, I have to end it how we end this show. I'm so sorry. That's not the right one. Until next time, to be continued.
Bye. Bye.